The Knight's Tale by Geoffrey Chaucer.
Long ago, in ancient Greece, a Greek conqueror and duke named Theseus ruled the city of Athens. One day, 3 women kneel in front of Theseus's horse and weep, halting his passage into the city. The eldest woman informs them that they are grieving the loss of their husbands, who were killed at the siege of the city of Thebes. Creon, the lord of Thebes, has dishonored them by refusing to bury or cremate their bodies. Enraged at the lady's plight, Theseus marches on Thebes, which he easily conquers. After returning the bones of their husbands to the 4 women of the funeral rites, Theseus discovers 2 wounded enemy soldiers lying on the battlefield nearing death. Rather than kill them, he mercifully heals the Theban soldiers' injuries, but condemns them to a life of imprisonment in an Athenian tower. The prisoners, named Palamon and Arcite, are cousins and sworn brothers. Both live in the prison tower for several years. One spring morning, Palamon wakes early, looks out the window, and sees fair-haired Emily, Theseus' sister-in-law. She is making flower garlands. He falls in love and moans with heartache. His cry awakens Arcite, who comes to investigate the matter. As Arcite peers out the window, he too falls in love with the beautiful flower-clad maiden. They argue over her, but eventually realize the futility of such a struggle when neither can ever leave the prison. One day, a duke named Perotheus, friend to Theseus and Arcite, petitions for Arcite's freedom. Theseus agrees on the condition that Arcite be banished permanently from Athens on pain of death. Arcite returns to Thebes, miserable and jealous of Palamon, who can see Emily every day from the tower. But Palamon too grows more sorrowful than ever. He believes that Arcite will lay siege to Athens and take Emily by force. Sometime later, messenger to the gods, Mercury, appears to Arcite in a dream and urges him to return to Athens. By this time, Arcite has grown gaunt and frail from lovesickness. He realizes that he can enter the city disguised and not be recognized. He does so and takes on a job as a page in Emily's chamber under the pseudonym Philostrate. This puts him close to Emily, but not close enough. Wandering in the woods one spring day, he fashions garlands of leaves and laments the conflict in his heart, his desire to return to Thebes and his need to be near his beloved. As it happens, Palamon has escaped from 7 years of imprisonment that very day and hears Arcite's song and monologue while sneaking through the woods. They confront each other, each claiming the right to Emily. Arcite challenges his old friend to a duel the next day. They meet in a field and bludgeon each other ruthlessly. Theseus, out on a hunt, finds the 2 warriors brutally hacking away at each other. Palamon reveals their identities and love for Emily. He implores the duke to justly decide their fate, deciding they both deserve to die. Theseus is about to respond by killing them, but the women of the court intervene, pleading for Palamon and Arcite's lives. The duke consents and decides instead to hold a tournament 50 weeks from that day. The 2 men will be pitted against one another, and the winner will be awarded Emily's hand. Theseus prepares for the tournament by constructing an enormous stadium. By its gate he erects 3 temples to the gods, one for Venus, the goddess of love, one for Mars, the god of war, and one for Diana, the goddess of chastity. The tournament nears, spectators assemble, and both Palamon and Arcite arrive with the impressive armies. The Sunday before the tournament, Palamon visits the temple of Venus and tells her of his desire for Emily, requesting that she bring him victory in the name of love. The statue of Venus gives a sign, which Palamon interprets as a positive answer, and he departs confident. That dawn, Emily also rises and goes to the temple of Diana. Desirous to remain a virgin, she begs Diana to prevent the impending marriage, but an image of Diana appears and informs her that she must marry one of the Thebans. Obedient, Emily retires to her chamber. Arcite walks to the temple of Mars and begs the god of war for victory in the battle. He too receives a positive sign. Like Palamon, Arcite departs the temple in high hopes for the coming day. The scene then shifts. Saturn, Venus' father, assures her that despite Mars' aid to Arcite, Palamon will have his lady in the end. After much feasting, the spectators assemble in the stadium. The magnificent armies enter, appearing evenly matched. After Theseus has sternly delivered the rules, the bloody battle of flashing swords and maces begins. Though Palamon fights valiantly, Arcite sees his chance and claims Palamon with a sword to his throat. Emily rejoices as Theseus proclaims Arcite victorious. Venus, on the other hand, weeps with the shame that her knight lost, until Saturn calms her and signals that it is not over. At Saturn's request, the earth shakes beneath Arcite as he rides toward Theseus. The knight's horse throws him, crushing his chest. Gravely wounded, the company transport Arcite, and physicians attempt in vain to heal him. Arcite expresses his love to Emily, and then tells her that if she decides to marry another, she should remember Palamon, who possesses the qualities of a worthy knight. All of Athens mourns Arcite's death. Emily, Theseus, and Palamon are inconsolable. Theseus' father, Aegus, takes Theseus aside and tells him that every man must live and die. After some years pass, the mourners heal, with the exception of Emily and Palamon, who continue to go about sorrowfully, dressed in black. Theseus berates the 2 for grieving too much. He reminds them that refusal to accept death is folly. He requests that they cease mourning and wed. They obey, and they enjoy a long, loving, happy marriage together.
The Knight's Tale by Geoffrey Chaucer.
Long ago, in ancient Greece, a great conqueror named...
I'm trying!
The prisoners, named Palamon and Arcite, are cousins and sworn brothers. Both live in the prison tower for several years. One spring morning, Palamon awakes early, looks out the window, and sees fair-haired...
Can't get past that. No, we had so good. Okay, I think we can just start from that paragraph because we paused right there.
Okay. The cousins and sworn brothers.
I failed.
Okay. Sometime later, winged Mercury, messenger to the gods, appears to Arcite in a dream and urges him to return to Athens. By this time, Arcite has grown gaunt and frail from love sickness.
What is wrong with that? Just a picture?
I was imagining the picture. Sometime later, winged Mercury, messenger to the gods, appears to Arcite in a dream and urges him to return to Athens. By this time, Arcite has grown gaunt and frail.
I'm gonna kill you.
I know!
I'm gonna get cut.
Sometime later, winged Mercury, messenger to the gods, appears to Arcite in a dream and urges him to return to Athens. By this time, Arcite has grown gaunt and frail from lovesickness. He realizes that he could enter the city disguised and not be recognized.
Stop. Change my page.
No!